Previously on Way Out West.
Where's the sheriff?
You're looking at her.
Flint McCoy and his band of ruffians are heading this way.
And they ain't gonna back down without a fight.
Don't tell me you two are scared.
I can't wait to come up with a plan to defeat the wildest team of ruffians west of the Mississippi.
You two have got to start working together. Well, I think I'm ready to go pray now, so we're ready to face McCoy when he comes our way.
And McCoy, come check this out. I can't stand them critters.
Stop!
Just what do you think you're up to, buckos?
I'm not letting you anywhere near my town, McCoy.
I'm already near your town.
Well, I ain't gonna let you in.
You in what army?
Better check your facts there, Buster, because it seems to me you're outnumbered.
Not for long. My boys on their way. Be here any minute.
I wouldn't be too sure about that.
Yeah, a little birdie told me your boys have been tied up.
With what?
Rope, I suppose?
What a load of horse manure. If you're gonna start selling lies, you better find someone willing to buy them. Now you two better scram before I give y'all something to whine about.
We ain't going nowhere, and my friend here ain't lying neither.
And since when have you two become all buddy-buddy, huh?
You got bigger things to worry about, McCoy.
Yeah, like my friend here said, your boys ain't coming. We had our spies capturing them at the crack of dawn.
Yeah, ain't nobody's gonna come to save you.
Not so tough without your boys now, are you?
I've been in more fights than the two of you, and I ain't never lost.
You know what they say, there's a first time for everything.
And again, there's two of us and only one of you.
Why I oughta.
Not so fast, McCoy. There's 3 of us now. Actually, 4. Sick 'em, Obadiah! Did she just say Obadiah? Sure did. Found that old bugger down by the mine. Looks like I'm just in time, too. Here, Obadiah.
What just happened?
I have no idea, but it looks like we have a new resident for the town jail. All right, let's get him in the jail.
And victory meal, darlings. Well, Cammy, darling, how on earth did you get that armadillo to do what you wanted?
Well, I've been spending so much time trying to hunt that rascal down after what he did to old Angus. But it turns out, them buggers just love saltwater taffy. All beef.
So what'd you do with that little varmint?
He's in the kitchen right now. You're gonna cook him up?
After he saved the town?
Nope. He's been a breeze to train with all sorts of stuff. Besides, I thought it was time for us to celebrate with some of my world-famous barbecue. Thanks, Obadiah. Hallelujah!
I have to say, this is the one time I've been excited to see an armadillo come out of that kitchen.
Yeah, and to be eating something other than armadillo.
Now, not to say your old armadillo dishes weren't delicious, but this here barbecue is the best thing I've eaten in ages.
Suppose armadillo just ain't appropriate to serve anymore. I'd say they served their time. You know, I've been thinking about another story of Joshua's from the Bible.
But the sheriff and I have been working together and we finally beat McCoy.
Yeah, it's over. We won. Exactly. I knew McCoy wasn't gonna get the best of this great town. because God is on our side, and He's shown time and time again that He can bring great victory.
So, is this story about victory?
I like the sound of that.
Well then, let me tell you what happened. When a king heard about Joshua and the Israelites and how Jericho had been defeated.
Oh yeah, that story you told us about Jericho the other day was crazy.
Very true. With the walls tumbling down, with the marching and tooting the horns, that was wild.
Agreed. So when this certain king, who was the ruler of Jerusalem, heard that the Gibeonites had joined forces with the Israelites, he became very scared.
Why?
Hush. Wait, yeah, why?
You see, the Gibeonites were excellent warriors, and Gibeon was a large town.
Wait. I think my Meemaw mentioned a Gideon guy in the Bible.
Yup, your Meemaw was talking about Gideon. I'm talking about Gibeon with a B. See, Gibeon was a place bigger than many of the cities that the king of Jerusalem ruled over.
Oh, I get it. The king was worried that Joshua and his new friends could overthrow him.
Exactly. So the king of Jerusalem sent messages to 4 other kings asking them for help to destroy Gibeon and the Israelites.
Whoa, Joshua's gonna have to face 5 kings?
You said this was a victory, right? Because 5 kings and their armies are a lot of people to defeat for Joshua and the Israelites.
It sure was, but do you know what they did?
I bet they was strong and courageous, huh?
Right, and they learned to lean on God like we've been talking about the whole time, right?
They did indeed. Listen to this. Do not be afraid of them, the Lord said to Joshua, for I have given you victory over them. Not a single one of them will be able to stand up to you.
Wow, pretty hard to argue that.
I'd have felt much better if I heard that before we went off to face McCoy today.
But we won though, didn't we?
We sure did.
Are y'all done gloating yet? Besides, it wasn't just us. We had God on our side, remember?
Yeah, I know that's right. And God answered our prayers with old Obadiah, didn't he?
Yeah, who would have known that little old rascal would have helped us save the town?
Anyways, like I said, Joshua led the group overnight so they could surprise their enemies.
Oh, sneak attack, just like we did with that no good McCoy.
Stop! So this is where the Israelites defeat their enemies, right?
Well, not quite. Listen to this. The Lord destroyed them with a terrible hailstorm from heaven.
No way, they were destroyed from ice falling from the sky?
That would be pretty crazy to see that on someone's tombstone.
I'd say. So what happened next, Cammie darling?
Well, it wasn't quite over yet. You see, the hailstorm only took out some of the enemy. The Israelites still had their part to play. Here's what the Bible says. Joshua prayed to the Lord in front of all the people of Israel. He said, "Let the sun stand still over Gibeon and the moon over the valley of Ajalon." So the sun stood still and the moon stayed in place until the nation of Israel had defeated its enemies.
So you're telling me that the sun and the moon stayed put there the whole time?
Suppose we should know by now that all those crazy things Cammie darling's been telling us about are possible because God can do anything.
You got that right, Cassidy.
So how long were they stuck up there?
Well, we can't quite say for sure, but here's what the Bible does say about that. The sun stayed in the middle of the sky, and it did not set as on a normal day. There has never been a day like this one before or since when the Lord answered such a prayer. Surely the Lord fought for Israel that day.
Whoa, that's so cool.
I really like that story, Cammie darling. It's a great reminder for us always to be strong and courageous and that God can do anything.
That's exactly right, Sheriff. And I'm so glad you enjoyed that true story from the Bible.
I really like hearing those stories about Joshua. I ought to start reading the Bible on my own time.
I've been thinking about doing some reading from the good book myself.
Glad to hear you two are inspired to pick up the Bible now. In fact, you should join our Bible study on Tuesday nights.
Sounds like a great time. I guess we'll see if Cassidy here wants to stick around.
Oh, I suppose I have been thinking about it some.
Well, I think I have a reason for you to stay.
Yeah, what's that?
Well, think you're ready to stay on the right side of the law? What do you say, deputy?
Really?
Yeah, you earned it.
Hear, hear. I'll second that.
Well, Sheriff, I suppose I can't say no if it's for the good of the town.
Hooray! You